Oh, hello YouTube. Welcome back to another episode here at WILDMAN Lives. I'm your host, WILDMAN. Now on today's episode, it's going to be a live session, sorta, like I did last time. I found that a lot of people enjoyed that video of just having probably a longer video than normal, and you can kind of just leave it on in the background of somebody just huffing and puffing trying to lift heavy weight, and it gives you something to do while you're doing your primary task and just have something in the background, I think. Or people actually enjoyed the workout, I'm not too sure. So I'm going to be doing that again. This time I'm going to be doing the circus dumbbell. I'm also going to be doing some stones and some running back and forth. So this will be a different kind of workout today. So the sun is beautiful right now. The morning has crisp, fresh air. So this is going to be an awesome session. So let's pop in and we're going to do this sort of live session because I'm going to have to use some movie magic in order to speed things along. Otherwise, you're going to be out here for a very long time. So let's get started right now. Circus dumbbell here is about 80 pounds without it loaded at all. 80 pounds. A lot of this is technique because with two hands on a barbell and using a lot of body English, it goes up pretty easily. That's not the hard part. The hard part is trying to hone in the skill. So that way it's only 80 pounds and I'm using my whole entire body to get it up. And as it gets heavier, it's super important that I find that correct balance point so that it goes up a lot easier. Just do one stone toss, then run across the bullpen like such. Just trying to get everything warmed up. Stones are fun to lift too. And later I'm going to be trying heavier stones, so good warm up for the big stones. About 3 laps back and forth is going to be close to 100 meters. So by the time I'm done running, I hope to have close to 1 mile of total running, and I'm just going up in weight. What's nice about this is it's loadable, so it makes it easy to just throw weights in here, small weights, and go up in weight without having to put on like big Olympic weight lifts. Haven't lifted in about a week, and coming in and doing like a functional movement like this is pretty gassing already. I'm a little off on my timing too for the circus dumbbell, so hopefully this improves. I do have some basketballs in this tire to make sure that I'm not hitting the ground if it does fall through the center of this tire. That's happened to me before and it scared the crap out of me because it makes a very loud bang. Just adding 5 pounds on each side, so 10 pounds total. So makes this 110 pounds because I left the other 10 pounder inside of both sides. All my poor choices I've made the last week of not working out, eating crap, drinking crap has made me now pushing all of this bad decisions out of my body like a detox. Another reason why I love doing functional fitness like this, because it starts to like get me to sweat out all the toxins that I've built up in my body. Dang, I lost my hat. That's embarrassing. This is like throwing a baseball or shooting a basketball. When it comes to circus dumbbell and a strongman competition, you don't necessarily have to be good with both hands. It's like if you're playing baseball, you're never going to have to throw it with your left hand unless it's like a short pitch. Same thing with football or basketball. But it's good to still train with both just in case you don't have like a unequal balance of strength and technique and balance. That's just my opinion. All right, took the 5s out, left the 10s in, adding another 10. It's going to make it 120 pounds. All my faith lies in these little clips, because if these little clips fail me, the weights will fly out and I'm going to have a bigger problem on my hand. It's a lot of faith to put into a little man-made, flimsy little clip, but I trust it. Is this the same as doing a seated dumbbell press? No. In my opinion, seated dumbbell presses, once you get them up to your shoulder, they're equally balanced. You're seated. You can use a little bit of leg drive, and you're able to get up there and weight. With this is so weird and awkward, and it sits weird on your shoulder. And as you go up, you've got to balance it and get underneath it correctly. It requires a little bit more technique. I think the hardest part about a seated dumbbell position is actually just getting the dumbbells to your shoulders. It's usually people's hardest part. If you actually hand them the dumbbells at the ready, then you'll be able to press a little bit easier from that position. In my opinion, at least that's what I've seen when I've worked with people. So this is a very different kind of movement, but it's very functional because in real life, sometimes you're gonna have to get something over your head with one hand, maybe have something down here, and maybe slide through a weird area, and you're gonna have to rely on your shoulder strength. So this is definitely a functional fitness kind of movement and very popular in strongman. Turn my hat kind of sideways here so that way it won't catch like it did last time. Very good. Very, very good. These are moving super quick. I'm starting to feel a lot better about the bad decisions I've made all week. Starting to feel more healthier again from working out. You can see my dumbbell is bent out of shape a little. It's not the most expensive circus dumbbell, but to make it go back into shape, it just does that. At least gets it close to it. So now I'm going to add the 5 pounds to it. So we're at 130 pounds, which is something I like to hit consistently. Since I'm on concrete and since I'm not on the grass, I have to be more careful that I don't drop it. So 130 is a weight that will challenge me, but it'll also something I can manage that if I don't hit it, that I don't just drop on the concrete. I'm going to be able to maneuver it back onto the tire, then say like 140 pounds or something like that. So if I can do 130 pounds on both arms today, that's great. That's wonderful. And I'll be super happy with that, especially working up within like only 5 rounds. And then we'll see after that. I want to try like the monster dumbbell on the grass. It's the same weight as 130 pounds, but it's just harder to lift because the axle's a lot thicker. And there's no place to like dig your wrist in. Like these help a lot, but these do nothing when it comes to the other thing. And you'll notice that I'm not doing anything with the belt. When I use the belt, I kind of lose that pop, that spring, my brace, when I'm doing movements like overhead pressing with a barbell, a log, or a circus dumbbell. So with me, it's a lot easier for me to do this, but I probably should wear a belt. And I actually did buy a soft belt to either just wear just for this or even to throw the hard belt around it. But I just didn't want to use it today because I wanted to get out here and kind of do things all natural. So I'll have to get used to that belt and start with lower weight. And I didn't want to start that quite yet. So that's why I'm doing it this way. So here goes 130 pounds. Beautiful. All right. That's how you do it. Alrighty, so now I'm gonna try to do my Rogue Monster bell now. So I'm gonna take you over to the grass now. Yeah, look at this bad boy right here. Just looks intimidating. So some of the elements that I'm facing now is this diameter on this handle. It's like an inch bigger than that one. The Circus Dumbbell has a fat handle. So this one has an even bigger handle. So that makes it a lot more challenging. Also, the ground is uneven. So as I'm trying to balance it, I'm also navigating little tiny indifferences in the ground and the indentations of the dirt. I'm trying to make sure that I'm able to have good footwork while also balancing a heavy object overhead. But the benefit to this is I'm not in fear of missing it, because if I miss it, it just falls to the dirt. Everything's just fine. Versus like on my concrete, I could damage the concrete and damage the dumbbell as well. So that's why I like to do it over here. Turn the hat sideways. All right. Hopefully the left arm goes just as well. Yeah. What's smoother than my right? All right, so that was good from here. So I'm going to do my 100-meter shuttle run plus the stone, and that's 6 rounds. And I've got 4, 5 heavy stones. So we'll give those a shot and do some work in between. So I'm going to finish this strength giant set, then I'm going to move to the variation giant set. I'm going to focus more on the heavy stones. So let's pop into that right now. Right, so now we're on to the variation giant set. So I did 6 rounds for the strength giant set. Now I'm going to do 4 rounds, and I'm going to work up to the heaviest stones that I have. So I'm going to start with these stones, and you'll gradually see on the bottom of the screen here how much those are as I go up. I've now emptied the dumbbell, the circus dumbbell, so it's back to 80 pounds. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a waiter's walk. Just here, drop it, here, drop it. Very, very short, only like 10 meters maybe. And the idea is to work the obliques, but to also work the lockout at the top of the circus dumbbell movement. That's where I fear a lot of people miss it, is they can't lock it out and stabilize it at the top. So a heavy is waiter's walk because it's like a waiter who's like, you know, carrying a dish tray, right, into a very busy crowd. They're like, excuse me, got your pizza and your beer right here. That's why it's called waiter's walk. And I'm going to continue to do the running back and forth as well. 100 meters still. Just going to try to keep it consistent as I can. So let's jump into the variation giant set. All of these combined helps with big strongman movements, obviously. But I think the biggest and most important part about this is I'm getting a really good workout. Instead of just focusing on one movement at a time, combining them together in antagonistic and opposing muscle groups, I can do a lot more. So that last stone was the buffalo stone, 156 pounds. I call this one the ox stone, and it's 192 pounds. Hand placement's a little weird. That turn is the hardest part. It'd be so much easier if I just walked in a straight line. I can never remember which way the stone is supposed to be facing because that makes a big difference on weight distribution. So I'm going to have to guess here that this is correct, and not really a time you want to guess when you have to lift maximum amount of weight. But here we go. Oh, that went well. Helps when it's smoother too. Strangely, it's getting easier. Try to turn a different way. Oh yeah, gravity is not my friend right now. Oh, oh, gravity and I are frenemies right now. All right, so now I'm on the 255-pound stone. I call him the elephant stone. So that was the rhino stone, was the 220-pounder. And this is a 255-pounder. So a lot easier to lift on a barbell, obviously. Like people look at this and go, oh, 255, I can lift that on a barbell. But the thing is, a stone, it's misshaped, it's uneven, it's not over the middle of your foot. The weight distribution is weird, and it's awkward and bulky. You might be able to press 135 pounds with a barbell strict overhead. But when you get like a 135-pound natural stone like that, that's weird, you won't be able to press it. It's very, very difficult to do. So why do I do it? Strongman, number one. Number two, it's the most functional fitness movement I could think of. Because if you can lift this, then you can lift a human being and you can move weight when you're in a fight. So to me, this is the ultimate movement right here, but I digress. Oh, I almost had it. I'll give it one more go after I'm done with this. Don't want to waste the workout. All right, I'm gonna get a different camera angle. Try to see if I can hit it one more time. If not, then that's it, and I'll move on to the rest of the workout. All right, right on. So I didn't end up doing it, but I got pretty close to it. So I will take that any day. That stone is very heavy, and the fact that I'm almost at the transitionary period to get it to my shoulder, I can at least get it up to my chest. That's a good start for now. Now I'm going to finish off. I'm going to do the assistance giant set. So it's going to be 3 rounds. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do some Arnold presses with the kettlebells to really finish off my shoulders and build some mass on there. Then I'm going to do a tire carry because I looked at my notes and I haven't done anything tire related all month. So I need to make sure that I do that. And I'm going to continue to run, and I'm going to get to about 600 meters running back and forth in between. So that way I'm at a mile total by the time I'm done with all of this accumulative running. So let's ponder that right now. This is just a great exercise to do if you want to build shoulder mass. Not really good for strength, but nevertheless, it's good for shoulder mass. And I've already done a lot of shoulder work, so I'm just doing this just to kind of pump some blood in the area and make sure that I finish off the shoulders nice and strong. I kind of lost count, but I think this is 9. And this is 10, just hitting every fiber of that shoulder. Arnold Schwarzenegger invented this, so you know it's got to be good. So I actually ran 200 meters out my gate and back. So now I'm gonna keep going, but I'm gonna speed up the rounds on the camera so that way you don't have to see it all. Oh boy, I'm tired. This is brutal. Oh man. Alrighty, I am desperately tired right now. My body wants to finish this workout in the shade, but I'm not going to do it because I need the vitamin D. It's wintertime. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to finish everything off. The tendons. It's hard to target the tendons when your muscles are activated and want to do most of the work. Now that all my muscles are very fatigued from the large volume of work I've done, now I can target those tendons because as I do these movements, my body's going to remember, oh yeah, there's tendons here. Let's use those instead. And now I'm able to target them. At least that's my theory. And it's worked for me because I haven't had any impingements as far as I've been doing these accessory movements. So this is the accessory giant set. We're going to do 3 rounds, starting off with the tricep push-ups, side delt raises, and face pulls. So here we go. Alrighty, so that's going to conclude it for today's live, sort of live session. I really hope everybody learned something new and enjoyed watching myself try to kill myself on a daily basis with these movements. But I always feel a lot stronger and I feel a lot more accomplished once I'm done. So my microphone's on my head, looks rather silly, but that was the only way to get some quality sound for you folks as I'm lifting. So I really appreciate everybody stopping by, and like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. I'll see you next time. Thank you.